Joining me now, Jared Bernstein, chair of the Biden White House Council of Economic Advisors, previously serving as chief economic advisor to Vice President Biden. So you've been with him for a long time, Jared. With the march of bad news, this is a bright light on the inflation front, so we want to call it when we see it.
That's right. Thank you, and it's great to be with you again, Andrea. Yeah. And you're absolutely right. This is a really important inflation report from the perspective of consumers. The inflation actually ticked down in June. Actually, prices went down by 1/10, and we saw price declines in some really salient areas for family budgets: gas, cars, appliances, electricity, airfares. I don't mean less inflation. I mean lower prices in those areas. Now, our work is not done, and President Biden's cost-cutting agenda is as important as ever, and we will continue to implement, to push on it. But boy, this is a sign that we're moving solidly in the right direction, and it doesn't just show up in prices, it also shows up in real wage gains, which have been important in terms of boosting families' buying power. So, great report.
And it doesn't show, the kind of overheating in any of the sectors, but the core inflation, the numbers that the Fed looks at before they decide whether or not to cut, those you're indicating were also down.
Correct. Very important from the perspective of the Federal Reserve. Core inflation takes out the more volatile gas and food prices to get a better beat on the underlying trend. That also came in under expectations and has been falling pretty steadily. Now, look, one of the things people really don't like, even my own wife, when I talk to her about this, she said, why would you take out gas and food? That's what households care the most about. So let's talk a little bit about them. Well, gas prices were down very significantly in this report for June, and that's some real breathing room at the pump. At the same time, grocery prices since January have actually been slightly down. Again, lower prices, not just less inflation. We feature that in a blog today on the CEA website, where we show just how high grocery inflation got and the round trip it's taken back to where it is now. So again, more work to do to ease those prices that are still too high, including in the grocery aisles, but real progress.
Now, I know it's not your job to, figure out the politics of communicating that, but certainly people don't feel it. It's one of the big attack lines from the Republicans. You know that. So translating this into the way people actually feel the economy is another whole challenge. Let's talk about the vice president and president, whom you've known and worked closely for so many years. I've covered him for so many years. Can you say that he is still the person that you worked with in the White House all those years ago?
I can unequivocally say that, and it's not just based on a couple of days or a couple of weeks or one data point. It's based on a long relationship, as you just said. I was his chief economist when he was vice president, and since then, I have been briefing him on economic reports exactly like this one. Those briefings are frequent. They happen often. Sometimes they're in person. Sometimes they're over the phone. And the guy on the other end of the phone or sitting there in the Oval talking to me about these reports is as sharp as ever, and he's always asking exactly the right question, sometimes forcing me to scurry back and figure out the answer to some of his tough questions. He's in a report like this, he wants to know, tell me how this is going to help consumers. Tell me what this is going to mean to kitchen table issues like the kitchen table I grew up around. Tell me what the markets are going to do. Tell me what the path of interest rates might be around this report. The president continues to press on exactly those issues in these very informative, tight, and important briefings we've been having for decades now.
What's the mood in the White House these days?
Well, I can certainly tell you today that we love a good economic report. We started out this morning with our senior staff meeting, and I got to go first, which is, what sometimes happens with a good report. And it's very much consistent with what we're trying to do. Keep our heads down, make sure that we're implementing the president's agenda, but also make sure that in conversations like this, we talk about our work with the president. We have a unique position. I guess I do in some ways in particular, because I've been with him for for such a long time. So we can tell anyone who's willing to listen that our interactions remain strong, and his work on behalf of the American people is not just a set of good interactions with me and him. That's important, but it's not the whole story. It's that he's delivering real tangible results, whether it's 15.7 million jobs or an inflation that's down 2/3 off its peak, whether it's real wages up 16 months in a row on a year-over-year basis for middle wage workers. I mean, that is delivering the goods on a daily basis. And, our interactions are as solid as ever, and the outcomes are strong, too.
Hey there, MSNBC fans. I'm Luke Russert, and be sure to join me, Rachel Maddow, Jen Psaki, Lawrence O'Donnell, Steve Kornacki, Joy Reid, and many more September 7th in Brooklyn, MSNBC Live Democracy 2024. Click on the link for ticket information. We will see you there.